Hello again, Onefootballers, and welcome back to another episode of European Power Rankings. Of course, this is a show where we take the 10 top players from around European football and put them into some sort of ranking. But first off, let's look at last week's, where Paulo Dybala was propping up the table, Edin Dzeko and Jadon Sancho were in there, Ozil was in at number 6 after a fantastic performance, and the top 3 of Guerrero, Aubameyang and Mo Salah left us with the table to look back on. But what about this week's? Well, we'll be looking at the winners and losers in the next few minutes, so let's get into it. So first off, let's look at some of the losers of the week, the guys who dropped out of our top 10 altogether. We had Edin Dzeko, who got booked and didn't have his best performance for Roma as they drew at Napoli. There was also Mesut Ozil, who got substituted against Crystal Palace. This incidentally saw him have a bit of a spat with Unai Emery, probably due to the fact that they were drawing 2-2 in the end. This meant that Arsenal couldn't continue their run of straight victories. However, with that draw against Palace and last night's victory over Blackpool, they are now 12 games in a row unbeaten in all competitions, which is pretty impressive. As for Mesut Ozil, well, it's always the question of consistency. Some weeks he's absolutely brilliant and the others not so much. Personally, I don't really think he should be given the Arsenal captaincy for games such as this, when it's clear that he hasn't got the consistency to show up week in, week out, just like a captain should. First up, I want to look at Man City's French defender Aymeric Laporte. It's no coincidence that with the amount of clean sheets that Manchester City are having, it also coincides with the amount of appearances that he's got in defence. A solid defender who is coming on more and more every game, he looks to be filling out the potential, which saw Man City part with around 60 million for him in January. He was instrumental in Man City's victory over Tottenham in a less than perfect pitch on Monday night, so definitely gets into our top 10. But I want to move on to another defender who's done even better in this week's power rankings, and it's our number 6, Jordi Alba. Now, most of the time you wouldn't necessarily think that a left back would have much of an impact on the game, certainly going forward. But in the days of limelight hoggers such as Messi, Ronaldo and Neymar, it's great to see a left back put himself into the spotlight. Jordi Alba capped off a fantastic performance with an assist in the weekend's win over Real Madrid, and has all round been a fantastic performer, considering that last season he was somewhat in and out of the squad. And one more notable mention before we get to the top 3 is our number 4 this week, and that's Mohamed Salah. He did take the number 1 spot last week, and although he has moved down 3 places, he was still fantastic in their 4-1 victory over Cardiff at the weekend. Some clinical finishing from Salah has seen him return to form and potentially blow away all those one-season wonder comments that he's been getting in the last few weeks, definitely from me myself. So now we come to the top 3 where the big hitters lie, and I know you've all been waiting for it, so let's get straight in at number 3 with Cristiano Ronaldo. The Portuguese forward has now scored in his last 3 Serie A games and was instrumental in Juventus' comeback win over Empoli at the weekend. He coolly put away a penalty in the first half before banging in a second in the second half to win 2-1. A deserved spot at number 3 this week for CR7. And in at number 2 is someone who probably got told off at school for being late, and he's doing the same at PSG. Thomas Tuchel said he was on the bench along with Adrien Rabiot because he turned up late to a meeting, but you can't keep a good man down. Kylian Mbappe came on and within a few minutes had given PSG a deserved lead over Marseille. He ran the defence ragged for the rest of the game and they eventually run out 2-0 winners. Number 2 being the lucky number for him this week as he comes in second. In at number 1, and it's someone that you just can't complain about, it's Luis Suarez. The guy scored a hat-trick in El Clasico. I don't even think I need to say more about it. His hard work, his energy, his all-round play and his finishing was on point at the weekend as Barcelona ruined Real Madrid. He'll be giving Ramos and co nightmares for weeks, and to be honest, we couldn't pick anyone else. Our number 1 this week, Luis Suarez. So with that said and done, let's take a look at the full European power rankings from this week, with Luis Suarez sitting atop the tree. As mentioned before, Laporte takes our number 10 spot after being a rock for Man City at the back. Ross Barkley's performance in Chelsea's victory over Burnley sees him in at 9. Neymar destroying the Marseille defence without actually scoring or assisting still puts him in the impressive 8. Jadon Sancho consolidated his spot with a double for Dortmund. Jordi Alba's in at number 6, as we mentioned before. Mauro Icardi, who could not stop scoring, makes the top 5. Mohamed Salah drops down to 4 but still had a fantastic week. And the top 3 of Ronaldo, Mbappe and Suarez complete our lineup. So there you have it, the European Power Rankings top 10 for this week. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below who would have been your top 3 and whether or not we missed someone out. That's all from me for now. Until next time, why don't you click here to check out all the other videos I've got going on Onefootball, and I will see you guys later.